everyone, and welcome to San Antonio Monthly Magazine, right here with actor Andrew Cortez. And today we are going to talk about the most important season of the year, which is Christmas. And we are going to talk about a movie that is out for the world that is called For Unto Us. And Andrew Cortez was a part of this beautiful movie. Senor, tell us a little bit about this movie.
Well, For Unto Us was a movie. It was an adaptation from a theater performance by the Gracias Choir, an international choir out of South Korea. And they got shut down because of COVID. So in order to get the message out, they decided to hire a production company and turn it into a film. They got director Samuel Fisher to come and direct it. And it was parts of it were filmed here in Texas at the Capernaum Studios outside of Dallas.
That's the most beautiful part about the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
That part of it was filmed right here in Texas. Behind the movie, the story, it's incredible because it is about what we all celebrate, the joy of the born of Christ. Let's talk a little bit about you acting within this movie.
I played a villain in this movie, which I usually do. And I kind of went in and I just went and humiliated the whole group of people and their elder. So I really brought them down to their low spot. But then in the next scene, Joseph and Mary come. And then shortly after, the Messiah is born. So then they have the hope. So it goes from their lowest spot to them being uplifted.
This movie, from A to Z, tells you just the whole meaning of what joy is about, what peace is about, and also how everybody just comes together and understands the meaning of what the celebration of Christ is.
Yes.
You did an amazing job with your part of the movie. This movie really does have a very strong message, and you being a part of it made it even more special because you've learned the different characters and the different
Right.
personalities that you have to play within different movies that you have participated in. How many movies have you already participated in?
Right now, about 30.
About 30
to
movies.
date, right? And have some
Wow.
more on schedule to be filmed coming up next year.
This year has been an amazing year working with Mr. Cortez because I've had the opportunity to take Bonita Productions to the next level, learning everything that has to do with the film industry. And I've seen some of the movies that you have participated. As a matter of fact, I have been involved in some of the movies that you are actually in film right there in studio. But I want you to tell me a little bit about the choir that is behind this whole entire movie.
Well, the Gracias Choir, like I said, they're based out of South Korea. They perform internationally and they recruit from all over the world. They have some of the best singers and musicians from all over the world. And honestly, I wasn't sure if I was going to take this part. And then I researched who they were. And I said, God, I have to be a part of this because that production company, if you get a chance after you watch For Unto Us, you can look at their other links and see some of their performances. And it's just amazing. And they actually did sing in this film. Of course, the audio was brought in later, but they just have some, amazing performers.
Yeah, I mean, just the history that's behind the movie, within the movie. But what I most enjoy about this movie is that a lot of the actors, they tell a little bit about the meaning of them being a part of the movie, which everyone is going to be able to see after this interview. But let's talk a little bit about yourself, Senor Cortez. What is it that you most enjoyed about this movie?
Everyone was just so passionate and committed to the project. And some of the performers actually, they performed it in the theater or on stage, were in the film, and other ones didn't. There was a gentleman there that in the theater production, he played my character, and in the film, he was one of my soldiers. So, he kind of gave me his insight into the character. And of course, it's different doing live stage or theater as opposed to a film because obviously the close-ups and things. but it was good getting his insight, and he really wanted to impress upon me the importance of the scene we were doing. And then some of the other actors, we're having a break waiting to perform, to do our scene, and he was drilling and practicing, soldier how to march in and stop. So I promoted him to drill sergeant, and I had him get some of the other actors, and instead of sitting around in a green room or a waiting room, we were out there marching. And I didn't have my horse yet, but I kind of did the Monty Python thing, and we blocked it all out. And it was just these people were so passionate and committed to the story. And that was as moving as the film itself, was seeing those performers from Gracias Choir, how committed they were to the project.
The Gracias Choir is one of the most beautiful choirs that has made a difference around the world, just with the music and the professionalism and the passion that they just give to the world. Mm-hmm. And I can describe you this movie and the choir with one word. They give joy to the world with the music, the sound, just everything. And just the movie, just the way this movie was just filmed. And what I most liked about it is that fact that it was only under an hour. Mm-hmm. And it told the entire message of what Christmas is all about, what the celebration and what the meaning is all about. Mr. Cortez, what message would you give the entire world out there about this movie that you participated in?
That there's always hope.
That there's always hope.
No matter how dark the circumstances. You can't forget there's always hope. And really, you don't have to wait till the darkest moments to see the light. I think the challenge is to see the light and the good around us when we're not in the darkest moments, and appreciate everything we have.
Appreciate everything we have. One thing that I would like to tell the world is that the hope is always there, Mr. Cortez, but also is by the choices we make in life. If we choose the good would come.
Right.
I've always, taught my kids that. Always make sure that before you make a decision and you choose to take the next step, always look at the consequence. Mm-hmm. Because the consequences are the ones that are going to reflect for the rest of your life.
And it might not always be the easy choice. Sometimes the right choice could be the difficult choice, but you have to think about that.
You do. You have to think about that. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's absolutely correct. What I liked about the movie is that they have a little bit of everything. The children made the movie. I think that these kids just took that control in delivering the message to the world. And that's why December is one of my favorite months of the year, because we all come to one conclusion, and that's giving love to one another. What do you think about that, Mr. Cortez?
That's a wonderful message. But it's good to do a film with a message, with a positive message.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what, something serious, and that's what I like doing, is being a part of something with a positive message.
How do you like working with different directors and different writers and different producers in the movie industry? What do you most like about that?
You always learn something different every time. I mean, what I try to do, even if it's a small part, and one actor told me, a well-known actor, he said there's no small parts. And every time you do it, it's important. But learning from the different directors, they all have their different styles, and it's just about, it's about being able to interact with people and learning from people. And of course, like I said, every director is different. They have their own style, and I've been very fortunate to work with some really good directors, some that you have a good chemistry with, and we're on the same page as far as how to do it. Brian Resnick and the sci-fi thing I did, Attack of the Sea Titan, we were on the same page, and we really clicked as far as how to present the characters. And then Rodrigo Rodriguez from Rio Films gave me some really good advice about, we did I did a film with him, The American Alien, and then did a commercial with him. He remembered me, and they needed a mean guy to play a villain in a commercial, but but that but that was good. But he gave me some really good advice about acting, and I appreciate those moments like that.
What is your favorite part that you like to play as an actor? I know you've done about 30 movies,
Right.
and I've seen most of all your movies, including videos and
Hmm.
including action. What has been the one that really has put a trademark in your heart?
Well, I like doing more historical things, historical figures, but this character in For Unto Us, playing that centurion that rode in on a horse and came in and just terrorized the poor villagers and things. But it was, I think, because of the message and because of the film, it was a really satisfying role to play.
And you've done a
Yeah,
lot of work, Mr.
yeah,
Cortez. I'm impressed.
yeah. And usually, I don't know why I got cast as a angry Italian, either a mean Roman or a mean mafia guy. But hey, what are you gonna do about it, right?
An actor is an actor, and
Right.
that's what actors do best.
Hmm.
They play different roles and they deliver different messages. And one
Hmm.
thing that I've learned from a wonderful writer, producer, director, filmmaker, and editor, he's passionate about what he does, and you got to be passionate. And that's one thing that I see
Hmm.
in you, Mr. Cortez. You're very
Hmm.
passionate about just everything that you do in the acting field.
Right.
And I got to tell you, I'm proud about that.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it's been very nice. Been able to work with you in the past 6 months, getting to know you, and thank you for allowing me to represent you and unveiling all these beautiful movies that you participated. Because
Right.
no little part is never too little in any movie.
Exactly. Hmm.
You deliver very passionately, and that
Right.
tells me that you really care about what you do.
Yeah, you try to get into the character, you get into the moment, but of course you want to have fun, but you still have to take it seriously. It's bottom line, it's still a business, and the way I look at it, it might be one scene. Even if it's one scene, I want to do my best because I don't want to make the scene. I don't want to ruin the scene or make it not as good because then it might degrade the film itself. And the other actor that I'm working with, I don't want to take away from their performance either and do a bad job. So it's fun, but it's still a job, and you need to go prepared and be ready and be there early and get it done.
That's one thing that Mr. Cortez is very professional at everything he does. What message do you have for everyone during these beautiful holidays?
Well, when you have the time, watch this wonderful movie For Unto Us, and remember that always that there's always hope, and look for the light and look for the goodness in people.
Well, thanks to you, Mr. Cortez, I have discovered a new passion in my life, and that is directing and learning everything that has to do in the film industry.
That's right.
And I want to thank you so much for putting me in contact with the most amazing producers, writers, editors, directors, movie makers that are delivering the voice through the film industry, because they literally have changed my life, and I can see why they changed your life.
Right.
And one thing that I can tell the entire world is, in this movie that you are going to watch, it is a movie that the directors, the writers, the producers, and the filmmakers were on top of everything,
Right.
every detail. The professionalism and the message, the way that is delivered, is changing the world.
Mm-hmm.
The movie is available to everyone. It is on YouTube. It's free.
It's free.
It's the best movie that you could enjoy gathering your family and watching it, because what it has to give you is love, joy, and gathering with La Familia. I want to take a moment to thank the entire world for supporting Bonita Productions and always supporting everything I do, and always supporting my wonderful David Monroe. Thank you for supporting everything he does. And I want to thank everyone out there that is supporting SAMSAT San Antonio, our beautiful Museum of Science and Technology. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays from our family to your family, and happy 2024. Thank you, San Antonio Monthly Magazine, for always allowing Lorena Moreau to be the voice of our beautiful community right here in San Antonio, Texas. Hasta la vista!
Merry Christmas.
So For Unto Us is an adaptation for film, for the screen, of the Christmas cantata that is performed by the Gracias Choir, and it is the story of the birth of our Savior.
So if everybody can just... All right. Ready? Action!
All of the other movies are the same. You know, it's just a different version of the same story over and over again. What I find intriguing about this is the background of so many other characters that most people probably don't even know existed.
So what? Are you the only one who needs help? Everybody's suffering. Somebody help me. Water, All right, keep moving. Hurry along.
And how they, you know, factored into the true story.
Most don't focus on the desperation before the Messiah was born. You know, there's some things, Joseph and Mary couldn't find a place to stay, etc. And Herod was concerned that a Messiah would come and take his place, be a king. But the scene we did was like the lowest part for those people, because we took the patriarch and basically humiliated him. But it shows, I guess, the low point of everybody. But then, I'm sure the next scenes, then Joseph and Mary come, the Messiah is born, and here's the hope. So the difference I've seen in nativity stories, it didn't seem they focused on the, I guess, the bad part, or the desperation, or the low point of the people. It was more, about Christ being born.
Very good.
많은 이스라엘 사람들은 오랜 고통 속에 간절히 메시아를 기다렸지만 예수님이 그들을 찾아오셨을 때 누구도 그 닫힌 문을 열지 않았습니다.
My wife is about to deliver our baby. Get out of here. You filthy street.
결국 요셉은 방을 찾지 못했고 예수님은 마구간에서 태어나셨습니다. 요셉이 방을 찾아 헤매이듯이 오늘도 예수님은 많은 사람의 마음 문을 두드리십니다.
This depiction of the nativity scene is something that's very deep. The way the story comes from the daytime, then it goes to overnight, and then it comes to the next morning, so that when it goes through bright day, everything's normal, then it becomes darker and darker, where you can see that, yes, Jesus was born in darkness, but after Jesus was born, a brand new morning, a brand new day, a new hope.
예수님은 온 인류를 구원할 메시아로 이 땅에 오셨지만 왕궁에 나신 것도 아니고 또 여관에 나신 것도 아니고 정말 차갑고 더러운 구유에 예수님이 나셨는데요. 저는 이 부분을 생각할 때마다 굉장히 마음이 감동스러워요. 왜냐면 2000년 전에 그 마구간에서 나신 예수님이 똑같이 어둡고 추한 제 마음에도 나셨기 때문입니다.
Yeah, my plan is, once again, is natural. I want to try and get a lot of fire kind of thing, with a nice little soft fill that will make it just, and feel real. And that is the main objective, is to do that.
우린 이 영화를 통해 예수님 탄생의 진정한 의미가 더 많은 사람들 마음 가까이 전해지기를 바랍니다.
Shepherds were very low people. They were despised and mistreated. But Jesus came to this earth for such low people like the shepherds. For John, seeing Jesus was very special because he grew up hearing about the stories of the Messiah from his grandfather. He knew right away that baby Jesus is the Messiah and that he came to this earth to save his people, including the shepherds.
Asher knows he's not a good person, so he always secretly carries this sense of remorse in his heart. Then John tells him that baby Jesus is the Lamb of God who will carry all his sins away. At that moment, Asher feels a heavy load taken off from him. He finally realizes that even a person like him is loved by God.
Even Jesus was born in a stable that smells like sheep poop. But what does it matter if we are dirty and smelly? Jesus has come to us. I hope that through this movie, people can realize that no matter who you are, Jesus loves you and is always beside you.
마구간에 태어나신 작은 아기는 그 밤을 비추는 가장 밝은 별이었습니다. 그 예수님은 오늘도 우리의 마음에 빛을 비추어 주고 있습니다.